There is a subtle yet insidious enemy that preys on every aspiring soul, a relentless saboteur of dreams that operates not from external opposition, but from within. It is the tyranny of immediate gratification, the relentless demand for instant results, the corrosive belief that growth should be linear, effortless, and perpetually fast. In a world saturated with highlight reels, overnight successes, and rapid-fire consumption, we are conditioned to expect instantaneous transformation. We plant a seed and demand a forest by sundown. We begin a new discipline and expect mastery by morning. This pervasive impatience with ourselves, this deeply ingrained aversion to the slow, arduous, often invisible process of true evolution, is perhaps the single greatest impediment to sustained progress, genuine learning, and ultimately enduring success. We chase quick fixes, not realizing that in our relentless pursuit of speed, we often bypass the very crucible in which true character is forged and lasting capabilities are painstakingly built. This pervasive aversion to the unseen, incremental work, this deeply ingrained belief that effort must yield immediate, visible fruit, is the subtle trap that keeps so many from ever truly realizing their profound potential. But what if the greatest triumphs in history, the most profound breakthroughs in human endeavor, were not achieved in the absence of prolonged effort, hidden struggles, and agonizing delays, but precisely because of them? What if the ability to cultivate patience with yourself is not just a virtue, but the ultimate superpower on the path to growth? Consider the pantheon of titans who shaped our modern world. Did Thomas Edison conjure the light bulb with a flash of effortless genius? History whispers of thousands of failed filaments, countless nights in the laboratory, a relentless, almost maddening persistence in the face of what others would call endless failures. Each incandescent flicker was not an instant creation, but the culmination of an immense, patient accumulation of knowledge, a disciplined refusal to be discouraged by anything less than perfection. He understood that innovation was not a sprint, but an arduous, patient marathon. Did Abraham Lincoln emerge from obscurity to lead a nation without a lifetime of political defeats, personal tragedies, and agonizing self-doubt? His path to the presidency was a testament to slow, grinding persistence, a quiet cultivation of wisdom through every setback, a deep, abiding patience with the process of his own becoming. The sanitized narratives often omit the decades of struggle, the countless moments of despair, the unseen, incremental daily work that forged their unbreakable resolve. They gloss over the uncomfortable truth that genuine transformation is not a sudden eruption, but a gradual, deliberate, and profoundly patient unfolding. The individual consumed by impatience lives in a state of perpetual frustration. Their emotional landscape is a volatile storm, agitated by every perceived delay, every minor setback, every moment where immediate results are not manifest. They abandon projects prematurely, switch strategies too often, and remain perpetually unfulfilled, convinced that their lack of progress is a sign of inherent inadequacy rather than a natural phase of growth. This leads to a profound sense of self-criticism, a destructive cycle of start and stop efforts, and a haunting regret for paths abandoned too soon. They become trapped in a self-imposed prison of unrealistic expectations, forever rushing, yet paradoxically never truly advancing. The master, the architect of their own evolution, operates from a place of profound patience with themselves. Their emotional core is a deep, flowing river, moving steadily towards its destination, unperturbed by the eddies and currents of temporary setback. Their actions are driven not by the desire for instant gratification, but by an unshakable sense of long-term vision that radiates from within. They understand that true growth is not a sudden leap, but a meticulous, cumulative process. It is not earned through speed, but cultivated through consistent, sustained effort over time. This fundamental shift in mindset is the first, most crucial step in liberating yourself from the tyranny of instant results. You must dismantle the ingrained programming that equates immediate gratification with genuine progress. Instead, cultivate the profound understanding that your deepest transformations are non-negotiable, inherent, and utterly dependent on your willingness to embrace the journey, not just the destination. This reorientation of your mental landscape is not simply intellectual. It is an emotional and spiritual liberation that unlocks unimaginable potential. This liberated mindset cultivates the profound power of unwavering consistency. When you are fixated on immediate results, your efforts become sporadic, driven by fleeting bursts of motivation. You chase quick wins, abandoning disciplines the moment they cease to provide instant gratification. This leads to a fragmented, unsustainable approach to growth, where true momentum is never built. But the master, anchored in patience with themselves, understands that small, consistent actions, compounded over time, yield monumental results. Their daily habits are not grand gestures, but deliberate, persistent movements towards a distant vision, unswayed by the immediate feedback loop. Think of a disciplined martial artist. They do not expect to become a black belt overnight. Instead, they commit to countless hours of seemingly repetitive practice, honing stances, perfecting forms, drilling techniques day after day, year after year. The immediate satisfaction might be minimal, but the unwavering consistency, born from patience, slowly, imperceptibly, forges them into a master. Their strength, their precision, their fluidity are not products of luck or innate talent alone. They are the distilled essence of thousands upon thousands of patient, consistent repetitions. This powerful commitment to unwavering consistency is not about a lack of ambition. It is about recognizing that true progress is forged in the quiet, often invisible, grind of daily effort. It is the courage to cultivate your own garden, knowing that the harvest will come not on your impatient timeline, but on nature's. Following this, the art of living with patience demands the cultivation of resilient self-compassion. The individual reliant on immediate results often resorts to harsh self-criticism when progress is not instantaneous or perfect. They beat themselves up for perceived failures, for slow learning, for not being there yet. This chronic self-flagellation cripples motivation and stifles creativity, leading to burnout and eventual abandonment of worthy goals. But the master, grounded in patience with themselves, embraces resilient self-compassion. They understand that growth is inherently messy, nonlinear, and often involves setbacks. They treat themselves with the same understanding, encouragement, and forgiveness they would offer a valued student or a beloved friend. This self-compassion is not an excuse for laziness. It is a profound foundational strength that allows for sustained effort. It means acknowledging mistakes without judgment, recognizing plateaus as necessary phases, and celebrating small incremental progress rather than demanding sudden leaps. Think of a seasoned coach working with an athlete learning a complex new skill. They understand that frustration is part of the process, that mastery comes through trial and error, and that consistent, gentle encouragement yields far better results than harsh criticism. Similarly, resilient self-compassion allows you to stay firm in your commitment even when the path is difficult, ensuring that internal negativity does not derail your long-term vision. It is the internal ally that keeps you going when external validation is absent and immediate results are nowhere in sight. As you cultivate this resilient self-compassion, the next crucial step is to develop a profound sense of trust in the process. The individual driven by impatience operates from a place of chronic anxiety, constantly trying to force outcomes, to rush the unfolding, to control every variable. They fear the unknown, dread periods of seeming stagnation, and become consumed by doubt when results don't manifest on their desired timeline. This leads to a life of perpetual struggle, of actions disconnected from the natural rhythm of growth, leaving a lingering sense of exhaustion and frustration. But the master, fueled by patience with themselves, trusts the process. They understand that some things simply take time, that efforts accumulate invisibly, and that every season of sowing is inevitably followed by a season of harvest. Consider the meticulous work of a master craftsman building a grand cathedral. They do not expect it to be finished in a year. They meticulously lay brick upon brick, stone upon stone, knowing that the true majesty will emerge only through decades, even centuries, of dedicated, patient labor. They trust the architectural plan, the integrity of the materials, and the cumulative power of sustained effort. This is the difference. Trust in the process possesses an intrinsic calmness, a soulful energy that sustains effort through prolonged periods of apparent stagnation, making the work its own reward. When your efforts are rooted in trust, the external outcomes, while always pursued with excellence, become a natural unfolding rather than a forced struggle. This deep wellspring of faith makes you unstoppable, far more powerful than any amount of frantic rushing could ever achieve. This consistent engagement with trust in the process leads directly to the power of masterful observation and adjustment. The impatient individual, rushing towards a perceived finish line, often misses critical feedback along the way. They push through challenges blindly, repeat the same mistakes, and fail to adapt their strategy because they are too focused on speed to truly observe what is happening. The master, however, embraces patient observation. They understand that true learning happens not just in the doing, but in the pausing, the reflecting, the discerning what is working, what isn't, and how to subtly adjust their course. Think of a seasoned sailor navigating treacherous waters. They do not simply set a course and blindly forge ahead. They constantly observe the winds, the currents, the shifting tides, making subtle adjustments to their sails and rudder. Their patience allows for this continuous feedback loop, ensuring that their journey is not just fast, but precise and ultimately successful. This same principle applies to any endeavor. You must patiently observe the results of your efforts, learn from every small deviation, and be willing to make iterative adjustments to your plan. This requires humility and a genuine desire to improve, rather than a rigid adherence to an initial timeline. It's about being patient enough to truly see what needs to be seen, not just what you want to see. This relentless pursuit of clarifying feedback transforms every slow period into a powerful accelerant for learning, ensuring that you're not just moving, but actively, strategically evolving. Without this continuous patient feedback loop, progress will stagnate and true mastery will remain elusive. As you cultivate this masterful observation and adjustment, a liberating sense of time as an ally blossoms. The impatient individual views time as a relentless enemy, a dwindling resource that constantly pressures them to achieve more, faster. This creates a chronic sense of urgency, driving them to cut corners, sacrifice quality, and experience perpetual stress. But the master, anchored in patience, views time as their greatest ally, a vast, expansive canvas upon which their efforts can slowly, beautifully unfold. They understand that certain processes simply require incubation, maturation, and the compounding effect of sustained, deliberate effort. This perspective frees you from the tyranny of arbitrary deadlines and the corrosive pressure of external timelines. You become the steward of your own pace, honoring the natural rhythm of growth and mastery. Think of a vintage winemaker. They understand that the finest vintages are not rushed. They require years, even decades of patient aging, transforming simple grapes into liquid gold. To rush the process would be to destroy the potential for greatness. Similarly, embracing time as an ally allows your endeavors to deepen, to refine, and to achieve a richness and complexity that can never be attained through frantic acceleration. It is the profound difference between a fleeting sensation and an enduring masterpiece built with the patience that true excellence demands. This powerful alliance with time leads directly to the development of profound resilience to doubt and discouragement. The individual reliant on immediate gratification crumbles when progress is slow or when results are not immediately apparent. They internalize delays as personal failures, becoming vulnerable to the whispers of doubt that tell them to quit. Their journey stalls, their resolve wavers. But the master, anchored in patience, possesses an inner fortitude that is impervious to these transient struggles. They understand that periods of apparent stagnation or even regression are simply part of the natural cycle of growth, necessary phases for consolidation and deeper integration. Consider the disciplined entrepreneur who faces years of struggle, financial setbacks, and relentless skepticism before their vision finally takes hold. Had they yielded to the immediate discouragement, their revolutionary idea would have died. But their patience, their unwavering belief in the long game allowed them to persist through the darkest valleys. This capacity to endure prolonged periods of effort without immediate visible reward is a hallmark of true greatness. It demonstrates that your internal compass is so strong that the winds of doubt cannot blow you off course. You are free to continue the work, knowing that the seeds you are planting today are quietly, patiently taking root, destined to bear fruit in their season. The ultimate liberation that comes from this journey is the profound experience of deep satisfaction and profound inner peace. The individual chasing instant gratification lives in a state of chronic restlessness, perpetually striving for the next hit, never truly savoring the present achievement. Their satisfaction is conditional, dependent on outside accomplishments, fleeting and vulnerable to the next challenge. But the master, rooted in patience with themselves, discovers a deep wellspring of satisfaction that transcends external milestones. This peace is not a temporary high. It is an abiding state of contentment that comes from living authentically, pursuing purpose with integrity, and honoring the natural, often slow rhythm of growth. This satisfaction is found in the quiet joy of continuous effort, in the profound connection to one's own unfolding potential. It is the peace that comes from knowing you are on your path, honoring your journey, and building something enduring, regardless of how quickly the world recognizes it. Think of a long-distance runner, not just focused on the finish line, but finding deep satisfaction in each stride, in the rhythm of their breath, in the sheer act of movement. Their fulfillment comes from the intrinsic experience of the run itself, not just the race's end. This is the true richness that I spoke of, a wealth of spirit and inner calm that makes one immune to the whims of fortune or the pressures of external timelines. It is the ultimate prize of a patiently lived life. This profound journey of cultivating patience with yourself culminates in the powerful act of unfolding your true mastery. Mastery is never instantaneous. It is always the cumulative result of thousands of hours of deliberate practice, painstaking refinement, and a profound willingness to embrace the long game. The impatient individual skims the surface, content with superficial competence. The master delves deep, committing to the arduous, often unseen work required to achieve genuine excellence. Their skill, their insight, their profound effectiveness are not products of shortcuts, but the distilled essence of patient, persistent effort over years, even decades. Consider the intuitive genius of a seasoned composer, an experienced surgeon, or a wise elder. Their ability to make complex decisions, to create profound beauty, or to offer incisive counsel isn't based on sudden inspiration alone. It's built upon a lifetime of patient learning, of countless hours of dedicated practice, of refining their craft through the slow, steady accumulation of experience. Their mastery is a living testament to the power of patience, a deep well of knowledge and capability that allows them to perform with effortless grace. This is the ultimate power unlocked by patience, the transformation from a fleeting talent to an enduring force capable of creating lasting value and leaving an indelible mark on the world. Your potential, patiently cultivated, becomes your most formidable asset. So cast off the illusion of instant gratification. Dispel the myth that true growth is a race to the finish line. Embrace the profound truth that your greatest strength, your deepest wisdom, and your most enduring achievements are forged in the quiet crucible of patience with yourself. The frantic pursuit of immediate results is a soul-draining chase, leaving you perpetually unfulfilled and prematurely exhausted. But when you anchor yourself to the wisdom of the long game, when you commit to unwavering consistency, resilient self-compassion, and profound trust in the process, you unlock an infinite wellspring of potential that unfolds gradually, majestically, and with unshakable certainty. You are not defined by the speed of your progress, but by the integrity of your effort and the depth of your commitment. You are not limited by external timelines, but empowered by your internal rhythm. The path to extraordinary mastery is not a sprint, but a marathon of consistent, deliberate action punctuated by moments of quiet reflection and patient adjustment. And it is precisely by honoring this natural cadence, by cultivating patience with your own unfolding, by transforming every perceived delay into a powerful opportunity for deeper integration, that you forge the character, the wisdom, and the unshakable resolve that defines true mastery. The world does not need more sprinters who burn out. It needs more marathoners of the human spirit who embody enduring discipline. It needs more individuals who are willing to commit to the unseen work, to trust the slow accumulation, and to persevere through the periods of doubt, knowing that their greatest triumphs are not instant, but painstakingly earned. Your true power awaits not in the immediacy of results, but in your fearless commitment to the patient cultivation of your own potential. Begin today. Embrace the beautiful slowness of growth. Trust the process. And watch as you become the unstoppable, masterful force you were always meant to be. The master of patience, the architect of enduring growth, the perpetual cultivator of a life lived with profound purpose and unshakable inner peace. This profound inner state naturally leads to legacy as a resonance. While the consumer of validation might focus on building monuments or accumulating accolades that loudly proclaim their presence, the master, fueled by inner fulfillment, creates a legacy that is a deeper, more enduring vibration. Their impact is felt not just in what they visibly built, but in the shifts they inspired, the lives they touched, the authentic energy they brought into the world. It's the ripple effect of a life lived with integrity, purpose, and genuine self-acceptance. This legacy isn't about grand pronouncements. It's about the consistent echo of a soul true to itself. Think of how the principles of a philosopher like Marcus Aurelius continue to resonate centuries later, not because he sought fame, but because he rigorously pursued inner wisdom. Or how the quiet acts of kindness of an unknown individual can inspire generations. Your internal alignment creates an energetic blueprint that leaves a lasting impression, shaping the world not through force or external demand, but through the compelling power of authentic being. This is the difference between a fleeting splash and a profound, lasting tide. Your resonance carries your truth into the future, long after your physical presence is gone, a testament to a life truly lived from the inside out. Crucially, this shift from external validation to inner fulfillment is not a one-time event, but a continuous discipline, a daily, minute-by-minute commitment. The world will relentlessly try to pull you back into the old patterns, bombarding you with messages that tell you you're not enough, that you need more, that your worth depends on external metrics. This is why the master engages in daily practice. It involves setting clear intentions each morning, reminding yourself of your inherent worth, checking in with your authentic purpose before engaging with the demands of the day. It means cultivating mindfulness to catch yourself when you start seeking approval and gently but firmly redirecting your focus inward. This daily discipline could manifest as meditation, journaling, spending time in nature, engaging in creative expression, or simply dedicating moments to quiet reflection. It's about consistently tending to your inner garden, watering the seeds of self-trust, purpose, and self-acceptance, and weeding out the pervasive influences of external expectation. Like any muscle, your capacity for inner fulfillment grows with consistent use. This ongoing commitment ensures that the light of your inner sun remains bright, even amidst the most formidable external pressures. It is a testament to your unwavering personal initiative, a constant act of self-leadership that ensures you remain the captain of your soul, not a ship adrift on the seas of public opinion. And as you embark on and sustain this profound internal journey, something even grander begins to unfold, the unveiling of your personal legend, your truest destiny. When you are no longer distracted by the noise of external validation, when your energy is focused purely on authentic self-expression and purpose-driven action, you become exquisitely attuned to the subtle whispers of your soul, the true calling that resonates deep within, the path that is uniquely yours, the contribution only you can make, becomes clear. It's as if the universe itself conspires to support you, because you are finally operating in harmony with your deepest truth. This is the ultimate promise of inner fulfillment, not just peace or personal success, but the profound realization of your highest potential, the unfolding of a life that feels undeniably authentic, purposeful, and profoundly meaningful. You cease to merely exist, and you begin to truly live in alignment with your unique blueprint, creating a reality that reflects the vastness of your internal landscape. This is the God-given right to be rich that Napoleon Hill spoke of, not just in material terms, but in the unbounded richness of a life fully realized, lived with unwavering conviction from the deepest wellspring of your being. This deep alignment, forged through patience and inner work, extends even to the most mundane tasks, transforming routine into a canvas for subtle mastery. The individual tethered to external validation often resents daily chores or repetitive duties, viewing them as obstacles to the real work that will earn applause. They rush through them, seeking only the quickest completion. But the master, possessing profound patience with themselves, approaches every task, no matter how small, with intentionality and presence. They understand that excellence is not reserved for grand gestures, but is built brick by brick, moment by moment, in the quiet discipline of everyday life. Think of a Japanese tea master who dedicates decades to perfecting the intricate, seemingly simple movements of the tea ceremony. Their mastery is not for an audience, but for the profound inner satisfaction of flawless execution, of complete presence in the act. Each stir, each pour, each gesture is a testament to profound patience and dedication. This diligent attention to the mundane refines your character, sharpens your focus, and builds an inner discipline that translates to all areas of your life. It is in the patient mastery of the small things that the capacity for the truly great is forged. Every single action becomes an opportunity for self-expression, a quiet affirmation of your commitment to excellence, not for external reward, but for the inherent satisfaction of doing your best. This patience also profoundly impacts the long game of relationships. In an era of instant connections and fleeting interactions, we often expect relationships to be effortless, immediate sources of validation or gratification. When challenges arise or personal growth is slow, we are quick to abandon, to seek new, easier connections. But authentic, deep human connection, like all true growth, demands immense patience. It requires patience with another's imperfections, patience with their unique journey, and patience with the inevitable ebbs and flows of shared experience. The master understands that profound relationships, be they friendships, partnerships, or family bonds, are not built overnight. They are cultivated over years, even decades, through consistent empathy, forgiveness, clear communication, and the willingness to weather storms together. This patience allows for the true depth of human spirit to unfold, for trust to be painstakingly built, and for a shared history to become a powerful tapestry. It's the willingness to invest in another's growth as much as your own, recognizing that true connection is a process of mutual unfolding, not instant consumption. In this patient nurturing of human bonds, we find a profound source of fulfillment that no external praise can ever replicate, a testament to the quiet power of enduring love and understanding. This patient approach also equips you to perceive the unseen tides of change that shape reality. The impatient individual, fixed on surface-level phenomena, often misses the subtle shifts, the deep currents that move beneath the apparent stagnation. They become reactive, surprised by sudden turns of events because they fail to patiently observe the underlying forces at play. But the master, cultivating deep patience, develops an intuitive awareness of these slower, more fundamental movements. They understand that breakthroughs often incubate in silence, that profound transformations gestate unseen, like geological shifts that reshape mountains over millennia. Think of an astute investor who patiently observes market trends for years, recognizing subtle patterns that others miss, waiting for the opportune moment to act. Or a scientist who patiently collects data, knowing that a groundbreaking discovery might emerge only after decades of seemingly uneventful research. This patience allows for a deeper level of perception, a profound understanding of how things truly work, unclouded by the frantic demand for immediate revelation. You become a participant in the grand, deliberate unfolding of life rather than merely a frantic spectator. This profound wisdom, born from patient observation, empowers you to act not just swiftly but strategically, aligning your efforts with the deep currents of opportunity that others fail to perceive. Furthermore, this cultivated patience acts as an impenetrable shield against destructive comparison. In a world that constantly bombards us with images of others' successes, often carefully curated and instantly presented, the impatient mind falls prey to the corrosive urge to compare. We measure our nascent efforts against another's polished mastery, our messy beginnings against their triumphant conclusions, and instantly feel inadequate. This drives us back into the cycle of external validation, seeking to catch up or prove ourselves. But the master, anchored in patience with their unique journey, understands that true growth is an internal, individual process. They benchmark against their own past self, not against the carefully constructed facades of others. This freedom from comparison liberates immense energy. You cease to be distracted by the perceived race and instead focus purely on your own path, your own growth, your own unfolding. Think of a mighty river flowing steadfastly towards the ocean. It does not compare itself to the rushing mountain stream or the vast tranquil lake. It simply is a river, fulfilling its own unique journey. Similarly, patience allows you to remain steadfast in your purpose, unperturbed by the perceived achievements or timelines of others. Your self-worth becomes unassailable, built on the solid ground of your own progress, not the shifting sands of external metrics. This is the profound wisdom of the slow learner, who by refusing to be rushed often absorbs lessons more deeply, builds skills more thoroughly, and ultimately achieves a more robust and enduring mastery than those who prioritize speed over substance. And finally, this embodiment of patience generates a generational impact, extending your influence far beyond your immediate sphere. When you live a life characterized by patient dedication, by consistent effort, by a profound trust in the unfolding process, you become a living blueprint for those who come after you. Your children, your students, your colleagues all bear witness to the power of a life lived with intentionality, free from the tyranny of instant gratification. You teach not just through words, but through the quiet power of your example, demonstrating that true success is not a sudden burst, but a patiently built edifice. Think of the enduring legacy of a family business, passed down through generations, each one adding to its foundation with patient, diligent effort. Or the long-term impact of an educator who patiently nurtures students, knowing that the seeds of wisdom they plant today may only bear fruit decades later. Your patience with yourself and your own growth becomes a profound gift to the world, shaping the future not through frantic demand, but through the enduring power of consistent, patient cultivation. It is the understanding that your life's work is not just for you, but for the greater tapestry of human endeavor, an enduring contribution made possible by your unwavering commitment to the long game. So cast off the illusion of instant gratification. Dispel the myth that true growth is a race to the finish line. Embrace the profound truth that your greatest strength, your deepest wisdom, and your most enduring achievements are forged in the quiet crucible of patience with yourself. The frantic pursuit of immediate results is a soul-draining chase, leaving you perpetually unfulfilled and prematurely exhausted. But when you anchor yourself to the wisdom of the long game, when you commit to unwavering consistency, resilient self-compassion, and profound trust in the process, you unlock an infinite wellspring of potential that unfolds gradually, majestically, and with unshakable certainty. You are not defined by the speed of your progress, but by the integrity of your effort and the depth of your commitment. You are not limited by external timelines, but empowered by your internal rhythm. The path to extraordinary mastery is not a sprint, but a marathon of consistent, deliberate action, punctuated by moments of quiet reflection and patient adjustment. And it is precisely by honoring this natural cadence, by cultivating patience with your own unfolding, by transforming every perceived delay into a powerful opportunity for deeper integration, that you forge the character, the wisdom, and the unshakable resolve that defines true mastery. The world does not need more sprinters who burn out. It needs more marathoners of the human spirit who embody enduring discipline. It needs more individuals who are willing to commit to the unseen work, to trust the slow accumulation, and to persevere through the periods of doubt, knowing that their greatest triumphs are not instant, but painstakingly earned. Your true power awaits not in the immediacy of results, but in your fearless commitment to the patient cultivation of your own potential. Begin today. Embrace the beautiful slowness of growth. Trust the process and watch as you become the unstoppable, masterful force you were always meant to be. The master of patience, the architect of enduring growth, the perpetual cultivator of a life lived with profound purpose and unshakable inner peace. Let the world rush by if it chooses. Your destiny will unfold at its perfect, unhurried pace, precisely because you allowed it to. You are building something lasting. You are building you, and that takes time. Glorious, patient time.